The Yankees just acquired Cody Bellinger from the Cubs in a 1-for-1 trade. The Yankees sent over Cody Petit and they got Cody Bellinger and $5 million in cash from the Cubs. This is a fantastic trade for the Yankees as far as I'm concerned, and a really weird trade for the Cubs. We're going to go over both sides of the trade and kind of talk it through because I haven't been on for a couple days. I haven't gotten a chance to make some videos. We had some friends visiting and we had a really good time. We didn't get to talk about the Kyle Tucker trade on here. So we're going to kind of talk about both the Bellinger and Tucker trade because it involves the Cubs. And I kind of don't really understand what the Cubs are doing by trading Bellinger and also by trading for Kyle Tucker. I know Belly's been a little disappointing for the Cubs, and I know that they do have a little bit of a logjam in the outfield now with Kyle Tucker. However, the one thing that Cody Bellinger really needed is a guy that could sort of protect him in the lineup. He didn't have that while he was playing for the Cubs. And now he's obviously going to have that with Judge. Judge is the best possible person to bat behind or in front of. That's been proven with Juan Soto last year having his best season. Obviously, Juan Soto's a superstar, but he was incredible because people couldn't pitch around him, because if they did pitch around him, they were going to have to face Judge next. So I think that's going to benefit Bellinger a lot being on the Yankees. Also, another benefit for Bellinger is playing in Yankee Stadium. It's obviously incredible for left-handed batters. So this is a huge upgrade for Bellinger. Obviously not necessarily an upgrade for the Yankees if you consider that they lost Juan Soto, but maybe the next best thing if they couldn't get Kyle Tucker. The Cubs trading away Bellinger seems like a really bad idea, in my opinion, because you just committed to trading for Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker, one of the best hitters in the league, top 10 every year, basically. That's an amazing acquisition for the Cubs, but they are not going to be able to extend him, presumably, at least from the reports. It sounds like Kyle Tucker wants to enter free agency next year no matter what, and he wants to get as much money as he possibly can. In a post-Juan Soto world, that makes sense. If you're a guy like Kyle Tucker, I probably wouldn't sign an extension if I was him either, because who knows how much you can get. Soto got 750 something million. Actually, Soto upwards of 800 million on his contract. Kyle Tucker's not going to get that, but I don't know. Personally, I would be fine if I got 400 million, and I'm sure Kyle Tucker feels the same way. You know, 400 million, not so bad. I don't know if the Cubs can really provide that for him. They might be able to. I mean, they're a Chicago team. They should be able to. I just don't know if they're really going to be willing to spend that type of money. And that's why I don't understand why they acquired him. Like, why go after Kyle Tucker for 1 year to potentially just let him walk at the end of the season? It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, especially since they gave up some pretty decent assets. Cam Smith, really good prospect, one of their top prospects in their system, and also a top 100 prospect in general. Also, Isaac Paredes, who in my opinion has a ton of potential. I know he didn't really show too much, but this is a former top prospect. This is a guy that has shown some potential to be a very good major league player. So I don't know. I don't think I would have traded away those guys if you're only getting 1 year of Kyle Tucker, because the rest of the Cubs roster doesn't necessarily feel like they're going to be contending. It sort of depends on the other moves they make, but by moving Cody Bellinger, that's kind of signifying to me that it's not the right play. Like, I get it. They wanted to free up some money. They wanted to get rid of Belly. They didn't believe in Belly anymore, maybe. But there's also rumors of them potentially shopping around Nico Horner, potentially shopping around Seiya Suzuki. So what is the mindset behind the Cubs? Like, what is actually the thing that they're going to decide to do? That's really the big question that I have in my mind, because on the one hand, it sounds like they're buying and trying to contend when they grab Kyle Tucker, but then trading Cody Bellinger. I know you're saving money, but Belly would have been really, really good in that lineup, batting right behind Kyle Tucker or right in front of Kyle Tucker. That's something that you want to give a guy like Belly that opportunity to. He's getting paid $25 million per year. He's got a player option next year, so maybe the Cubs were afraid of that because they're going to have to pay Kyle Tucker. I can get behind that, but at the same time, $25 million for a guy of Cody Bellinger's caliber is not the end of the world, man. It's not that bad, especially if he suddenly improves because of the protection from Kyle Tucker. That's my thought process on that. We're going to have to just see what the Cubs end up doing. I know that Cody Poteet, he's nice. He's a decent reliever, but that's clearly just a straight up salary dump. Poteet is fine, but they didn't get something that's really, really changing the world for the Cubs. So what are they doing? Are they buying or are they selling? I just don't know. And we're going to have to just see what happens, I suppose. I wish that the Cubs management, front office, the owner would make up their fucking mind, because the Cubs deserve to compete. You know, they deserve to contend. Cubs fans deserve that kind of thing to happen. It's been a little while since 2016. You know, it's been a solid 8 years. It's coming on 9 years. Make up your mind. Pick a real direction. Again, Bellinger coming to the Yankees, I think, is phenomenal. I think that's a fantastic trade for them. Obviously, they didn't have to give up much. They gave up a reliever. Obviously, relievers are very, very important, but the Yankees have a very solid bullpen, especially after trading for Devin Williams. The Devin Williams trade, I thought, was really solid. They gave up Caleb Durbin, which a lot of Yankees fans were really upset about. A lot of Yankees fans were hyping Durbin up to be the next second baseman on the team or third baseman. He was going to be an infielder that was going to start this year. And Cashman just said, nah, we don't want this kid. We don't care. We want a lockdown closer, something that the Yankees really haven't had since Mariano Rivera. Obviously, Luke Weaver is incredible, but that is a strong, strong back end of the bullpen. You know, you got Devin Williams, you got Luke Weaver, and they have some other relievers. They just re-signed Johnny Loizaga. It's looking really, really solid pitching-wise for the Yankees. Their rotation is really strong. They did ship off Nestor Cortez in that trade for Devin Williams. I think that's totally fine. I don't think you really need a Nestor at this point. They have, I think, 6 solid starting pitchers, right? They have Rodon, they have Garrett Cole, they have Max Fried, Luis Heel, and Clark Schmidt. That's going to be basically their 5 starting rotation. And they also still have Marcus Stroman. I think Nestor Cortez, you can easily give him up in that situation, especially if you're getting such an elite all-star lockdown closer and you're really shoring up that bullpen a lot with the Devin Williams move. I do think that they're going to need another reliever, maybe 2 relievers. I don't know how many lefty relievers the Yankees have. I'm not going to look it up right now, but I don't remember them really having anybody super locked down right now. They have the real strong top end of the bullpen, but they do need a couple more pitchers to come in and sort of lock down the bullpen. All in all, I'm not worried about the pitching on the Yankees anymore. I was really starting to not worry so much about it during the playoffs last year, but now they are really locked in with the acquisitions of Devin Williams and Max Fried. Incredible stuff for the Yankees pitching. Problem, they don't really have that many hitters, but now Cody Bellinger is really going to help that out. Belly could end up, I guess, theoretically being a leadoff hitter. The reports are saying that they're expecting him to play center field, which is fantastic. You're going to be able to move Judge into right. You're going to be able to put Dominguez into left. The Yankees need a couple more infielders, and they need a couple more lefty bats. A friend of mine, Wadden, suggested that maybe the Yankees go after Ryan McMahon, which would be a really, really good acquisition in my opinion. You could put him at third base. You can move Jazz back to second. That's another left-handed bat and another guy that's going to have a lot of potential in Yankee Stadium. And he's reasonably young. I do think that McMahon's contract comes up next year. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that. I'm not 100% sure, but I could easily see the Rockies trying to shop him, and we could see potentially that being a really good acquisition. I was hoping the Yankees would also get Nico Horner in a potential Bellinger deal. They did not, but also it's not super surprising because the Cubs acquired Kyle Tucker, so they're going to need some hitters around him to try and contend in order to convince Tucker to stay long-term. I don't know. Again, like I said, Cubs, they're kind of in like this weird position of rumors of them selling off a lot of players and then acquiring Kyle Tucker. I guess it's better to look at the acquisition because that is something concrete. They did get Kyle Tucker, and it's not just a rumor. Still a little weird. I'm looking forward to seeing what else the Cubs do this offseason. I'm looking forward to seeing what else the Yankees do this offseason. But I wanted to get on here and make a quick video about Bellinger because I'm really excited about that for the Yankees. I'm really confused about it for the Cubs. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think the Cubs are going to do next? What do you think that their actual plan is? What do you think the Yankees should be doing next? Who should they be going after? Who should they be trying to acquire? There's a lot of rumors about Pete Alonso. I really don't want Pete Alonso. There's also rumors about Bregman. I don't know if I really want Bregman. Both of those are going to be long-term contracts, and I think it's going to hurt the Yankees. That's my thoughts on that, but we'll see. We'll have to see what else happens. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next video.